Lights out, we're underway. Motorsport Republica podcast.
T-Shav is a relieved man.
Yeah, I was. If anyone at home wasn't aware, I had a bet going with James that the podcast would be in nude today by myself if Marquez didn't get the W. And he never let me down, never in doubt.
Yeah.
Never in doubt.
Were you scared 2 laps to go on the sprint?
The sprint was scary, but I'm going to say, because it was going to be 1-1, like that was always going to be the case. And he passed for the win with 2 laps to go on the sprint, and then the main race was even more nerve-wracking because they were dropping like flies. I know. That's I haven't seen a race like that in a long time. It was a bit of a snooze halfway through, but then, dude, that turn 1, and I touched on it last week. That turn 1,
Yeah, you did.
one of the most infamous corners on the calendar, off camber, downhill, and then it just like you look at Lucas Salvadori, he crashed twice, and then the second crash was in the yellow flags when I think it was Mir and Iagura were off.
Yeah.
You know, and he just goes, I don't know what happened. I hit the brake and just went.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing. I'm thinking to myself, Marquez is out in front.
I know.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
They're just like, second place seemed like it was a curse. And just a weird race.
Weird race, but we've got a lot to obviously cover with MotoGP, crazy Moto2 race.
Moto3
and
as well.
Moto3 was wild, so it's a big episode coming
then later in the pod, I mean, we're going to not unveil, but unravel Christian Horner's departure from Red Bull.
Yeah.
Some few news stories in Formula One at the moment. So
it's all happening.
It's all happening here at the G.
That's what we say. Shout out to motorheaven.com.au, T-Shavs, our partners down there. They're doing an excellent job. Obviously, they've got something coming for all the cycling, bicycle enthusiasts.
Yep.
But head to motorheaven.com.au where you will never pay full price T-Shavs, and that's a goddamn guarantee.
Guys, as well, thanks for all your love and support on YouTube. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all the love. Please like and subscribe. It does make a big difference to us. And then our Spotify. Leave a comment, like our pod, rate our pod if you can as well, which would be awesome. So,
yeah.
And we, obviously, everyone gets around Instagram, which is our main source of news and social media things. So.
And Patreon, our monthly review, I think, has been out for a week now, so you can check on that for last month's racing. So, we got it all happening, mate. We're busy boys.
We are busy boys, and it's a great time of the year. So, I'll start with results from last night's race. So, Marc Marquez first, Alex Marquez second, Pecco Bagnaia third. Sort of fell into his lap, didn't it?
Yep.
To a certain extent. Fabio Quartararo fourth. Fermin Aldeguer fifth. Luca Marini sixth. Great result for him. Brad Binder seventh. Jack Miller eighth. Raul Fernandez ninth, and Alex Rins rounding up the top 10 and last place.
Yeah.
Only 10 finishes. So first time since 2011 Australian Grand Prix.
Yes.
That famous year. There was this many runners, least amount. So I think that race as well, and thinking back in Australia, they had heaps of injuries from the race before.
Yeah, there was injuries, but it was a time in MotoGP where it was just before the CRTs came in. So I don't even think that all the grid spots were filled up.
Yeah, I think, so this is sort of unprecedented. I mean, you're supposed to have 22 runners usually.
22, 24.
Or 24 runners, I think it is. They only had 18 runners on the weekend because you had, I think, both Tech 3 guys out.
Yeah, Morbidelli couldn't race.
Morbidelli, that was a nasty crash for him. His leather's opening up and barrel rolling through. That track, everyone thinks it's a little go-kart track, but my golly, they're fast through that track. And it's, what I was looking today, and I was actually listening to another podcast, and it's got the same average speed as Coda.
Really?
Yep. So Jerez, Coda, and Sachsenring, all about 99 mile an hour average speed. So you think it's a slow little go-kart track, but it's not.
I guess the end of those lefts, although a lot of those lefts, they're hooking through there.
Yeah. I just it's a hard passing opportunity. We touched on turn 1 is just something about it. I don't know. It just always looks awkward. And ever since Jorge Martin crashed there last year with 2 laps to go, famously. It's just every lap. And I love tracks like this, James, because you're on edge the whole time. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, grip just suddenly disappears, it looks like.
So what they were saying and what Marquez kind of came out and said during the weekend is because of the rain, it obviously washed a lot of the rubber away. And then there was a tailwinds. So they had to actually change their braking markers halfway through that race. And what Marquez says is he knew people were crashing because he could see the black lines of people crashing. Like, how observant you have to be to see that. And he's like, that made me concentrate even more. And he could put in a heater after a heater if he needed to.
Yeah.
But just so obviously the tailwind and then the lack of rubber is what caught Digi out and what caught Bez out, and obviously a few other riders, but they're the main two. Yeah. But to notice that is pretty incredible.
Well, we don't want to keep, we're just pretty much sucking the life out of Marquez and how good he is.
But no, we can't keep talking
about it, but he's just one step ahead of everything. I mean, he saved an extra set of soft tyres. And Friday he was thinking about that, you know. On Friday he goes, well, I'm going to run one less set of soft tyres, have a fresh set for the race. I mean, he's on the best bike, he's the best rider, and he's got the best, motorcycle IQ out there.
Yeah.
So it's just a lethal combination, and obviously we're seeing it all come together in 2025.
But it is special to watch because you don't see this type of dominance all
especially
the time.
Motorcycle racing. Yeah. It's so hard to see domination in the last, even like through Bagnaia's 2 years. I mean, he came back and won the championship from Quartararo, and then obviously 23 was a bit more dominant, but it's always been just neck and neck the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, but even isn't it through the Marquez Repsol Honda years, like 2019, okay, that was utter domination, but 2018, he won the title in Valencia. Like, there's been a few years where he still has won that title in Valencia, and it's been tighter. But man, Marc Marquez is just making everyone look second rate. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. As Davide Tardozzi says.
Phenomenal.
But it's just, how far can he go this season? That's the real question.
Well, they're talking already championship done and dusted, obviously, but done and dusted by Japan. He's won 3 of his MotoGP titles, I think, already in Japan. So and might add a 4th to that. So, I mean, I hope he holds on to Australia. It'd be cool to see him win cool to see the championship still alive, just for the mental aspect of it for Australia, and obviously Malaysia the week after. But at the end of the day, it's not going to affect anything. If it is what it is. It's the racing gods, isn't it?
I just can't see him. Like, he's gone through a few hiccups and maybe teething issues or factory Ducati or whatever it is at the start of the year, even though he's been clearly the fastest all year.
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's just not making any mistakes.
Well, the other thing with Bruno this weekend, he's just going to go out there on a newish track, because a lot of them wouldn't have gone there.
Yeah.
And he's just going to dominate again.
Yeah.
He is, because it's going to be a track that nobody knows. So he's just going to come out and blitz it straight away.
2020, I think, was the last time they were there. So 5 years ago.
I'm going to say 70% of the grid wouldn't have raced.
So who would have been there? You're going to have Bagnaia?
Well, he would have been on They would have been on Moto2, Moto3 bikes, you'd say.
Who?
Like, probably looking at...
a lot of the grid would have been, but for just say MotoGP, riding a MotoGP bike would be like Bags, Jack Miller, Marc Marquez, Quartararo.
It's probably Zarco.
Zarco.
Yeah, it's probably...
I'm sure we're missing a couple people.
Yeah, of course we would be. But yeah, it's Morbidelli. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I love a new track on the calendar we haven't seen for a while. It's a great circuit. Yep. And we'll have a bit of a preview of that later in the show. But yeah, I mean, I messaged you, halfway through the race, or it's probably 3/4. I said, we're watching a comedy here.
Yeah.
It was just, it just started. I mean, Bezecchi and Zarco, and then, Iger and Mir, and they're just dropping like flies. I mean, you don't see that.
No, you don't see it. But it is a shame that happened, because look, they all knew they weren't catching Mark, and that's fine. But for Bezecchi and Digia, it's awesome to see them find pace, and that's another point I want to make. But they actually had a huge opportunity to get points on 4th in the championship. Because Morbidelli wasn't racing, so there was 16 points there or 20 points there to actually gain on them and really tighten up that place for 4th, and who knows, and maybe closer to 3rd if they're always quicker than Bagnaia. So. It was still an opportunity missed, but from what I'm getting out of it really is Bezecchi's right there now. Bezecchi's right there, and Fabio Di Giannantonio's there, and he's running the updated aero with Mark. Bagnaia is still running the older aero, but he is them two are starting to look like the real deal that could fight for a top 3 in the championship.
Oh, it had to be coming for Digia. I mean, he's just he had that amazing sort of last few races of 2 years ago, and then he didn't do. He's just been injury, hasn't he? Injury after injury after injury. So yeah, it's definitely coming for him. He's on the high spec bike, and he's looking the goods. And I thought he would on a Friday. He was the only one that took it to Marquez in practice. So it's coming for him. Definitely is.
Yep.
He'll win a race by the end of the year.
I think so, and I think Bruno could be a track that could really work for him as well. I definitely suspect him and Bezzecchi to be on a podium. Like, there's some fast riders out there. Not everyone can be top 3, but that realistically, that second to 5th spot right now in the MotoGP grid is actually really tightening up. It's obviously daylight between second and Marc Marquez, but Digia, Bags, Alex Marquez, and Marco Bezzecchi are really the 4 now that I feel like can really take it to second spot and on their weekend, maybe even take it for a win.
Well, kudos to Alex Marquez as well. I think he had the best weekend he possibly had.
Yeah.
And broken finger. I thought, what happened to the whole... I thought he broke his wrist. Or broke his hand. Just a little finger.
Yeah.
So
Did you see the little keyhole surgery he had?
Yeah, we gave him like, I thought he was going to be out a couple of races, and then he's gone from a broken hand to just a little finger. So I'm sure it would have been a bit bigger than what they were saying. But for him to finish second, they all fell around him though, so it helped. But just keeps that championship battle, it's got like a...
It's 80 points, man. It's 80 points.
There's like a little, coal, just a lit, it's just...
A little ember. A little
ember. It just needs a bit of wind.
It needs about 6 Marc Marquez crashes.
It needs a more medallion to come to the inside, take Marquez out, and then form it lights again. But I think still, Marquez could probably miss up to 2 weekends and still...
I think he's like 130 points or 120 points ahead of Bags in third. Like, it's just wild. Going back to Marquez for a second, I had this written down. Mark.
Yep.
Running wide at the sprints and then keeping his head and then having not the feeling in the bike, and then it's not really a Marc Marquez thing to do, to be patient.
That was my number one note, just to cut you off, was lessons in patience from Marc Marquez. Because, and I don't want to go. But for me, from a rider he was at the start of the year to where he is now, completely different. Yeah. I mean, he was just like, you could just think, I'm shivering thinking about it. Like, I'm getting goosebumps. He just was so... He was so methodical coming through the field.
Yeah.
He just didn't blast away. He let the tyres come into it, and then just one lap, and then just timed it perfectly. I mean, just a champion, isn't he? I mean, just unbelievable.
And you know what that actually comes from, I reckon? We touched on this a little bit last week. It's actually the team mentality of them in their ear and controlling, how he approaches a race and what to do in the race, where maybe that was different with Honda. Maybe Honda are a bit more aggressive, where Ducati might be a little bit more methodical, as you said. But when he said he had no feeling in the tyres and he was happy, he's like, all right, I'll take 3rd, 4th or 5th. I'm happy to do that. Then he found feeling. The race came to him, is like what we always like to say. And he did say at the end, like, I probably unnecessarily pushed, but that's Marc Marquez at the same time.
Marc Marquez. I mean, who knows? Everything happens for a reason in a race. And
but I think that's a very telling thing, and not a lot of people were talking about. It was that race. I think that's a very key. Could be a key. It's obviously, it's the championship's done, but maybe just a key race in the future of Marc Marquez's mentality.
I think MotoGP will be very thankful then that Ducati didn't sign Marc Marquez in like 2020, because we'll be sitting here right now with half the amount of viewership, because he would have won 5 championships in a row.
Yeah.
When you think about it, I mean, again, you look at Bagnaia. Let's talk about Bagnaia for a second. He still gets beaten by Alex after all the carnage of the weekend. Struggled in qualifying with the rain.
Struggled.
And he still gets beaten by Alex Marquez with a broken bone. Let's say that. And
just to say, he would have been beaten by Marco Bezzecchi and Digia on the same bike
convincingly. Yeah. And like, you think, all right, we're halfway through the race. They've fallen, or maybe a few more laps after that. Couldn't get attack on Alex, and the gap just stayed the same the whole time.
No, he did say that. Like, he said, he tried the push of Alex, but he just couldn't. He couldn't close that gap. He couldn't make the pass.
And there's those left-handers. I mean, at the start of the race, I thought, oh yeah, Mark, because I'm rooting for Mark, because I don't want to be in the nude doing a pod right now, James. You have to understand. I don't want these.
And you actually wouldn't normally be like that. You kind of want him to crash so the championship tightens
for me,
up.
Yeah, like, it'd be making it more interesting. But like, Digia passes for second, and then you just see them. Oh, they're neck and neck. I thought, oh geez, here we go. I'm like, what's going on? Come on, Mark. And then the left-hander, 1 left, 2 left, 3 left, 7/10, bang.
Yeah,
race over.
Yeah,
it's just. Yeah. Anyway,
But I need to add on to that. It's like, I'm sorry. If someone's
we
like-
are sorry, but you have to.
I know. It's just,
We shouldn't be apologetic to.
nah,
You're seeing greatness.
It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's 1.6 seconds, and this is 1.6. He's 1.6. He's managing it. I swear, he just does one heater of a lap. It went up to 2.6. I was like, where did that come
No,
from?
it's just, and you're supposed to be being careful and taking it easy, and just
Well, he wanted to. He said, have you seen all that aura farming stuff?
Yeah. So is that a TikTok trend thing or something, or?
It's like that boat video. Jet Lawrence did it over the line,
And so did Top Rack.
and Top
So
Rack
all the
did
three
it.
big motorcycle events on the weekend, they all did it.
Yeah, Jet did it last weekend.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
But he's like in the post race thing. He's like, I had to get a 2-second gap so I could comfortably do it, and then he wins like 8 seconds or whatever. Anyway, T-Shavs, mate, we all know that you're Mr. Aprilia. You love riding. I want to know, where do you get your motorcycle gear from?
Mate, there is only one place I get all my gear from, apart from the guy down the street, and that's Moto Heaven in Moorabbin. Okay, they are a family-owned business, which we love. They always have the best prices, and if I want to get something shipped to my house, it's free delivery over $150. So for me, it's really a no-brainer.
Hey, so you get all the best gear, and then is it better than going to the dumb big corporate chains?
They don't care about you.
No.
You can't call the owner of them to ask questions.
No.
Adrian's always on my phone list, and I can always call him to.
He's always
help me out.
calling you.
He is definitely.
Yeah, I love it. So head to motoheaven.com.au where you never pay full price. They got all the big brands, super fast dispatch, ship anywhere around Australia. You can get whatever you want.
It's a no-brainer.
No brainer.
I didn't see this today, but I would love to see in English subtitles the cool down room, because I feel like, I don't know if Pecco and him had a little bit of a.
I watched a bit of it. That's where they were talking about that aura farming thing.
I saw it last night watching it, but it was obviously all in Spanish / Italiano, so would have been good to see that. But anyway, I might scour through the old YouTube tomorrow.
I think it's on Instagram.
Well, it's aura farming.
Aura farming.
Yeah.
The Jet Lawrence edits elite.
Yeah,
It was like the first motorsport person to do that, I noticed.
Yeah, it's like I suppose it's a trend sort of thing.
It's just a trend. Like, everyone's doing it. Like, footy players are doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the
Are you
it's like
joking?
stroking a big BBC or something. Let's talk about Marini,
Mates, good points.
because sixth place, the first top 6 finish for a Honda since 2023, I think, Mark Marquez. So it's been a long
Really?
factory Honda. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's still a crazy stat.
yeah. So I think Austin 2023 or something, first top 6. So I mean, only 10 finishes. So I mean, he was still the second half of the grid, but he stayed on the bike. And I didn't realize today, James, I was doing a little bit of research. His crash at Suzuka,
Yeah.
turn 1,
Yeah.
hit the barrier. He went all the way to the barrier. No air fences in Suzuka.
Yeah, shit.
It's just a foamy sort of, and apparently hit it with force. So for him to come back and
They rushed him back.
to him to come back and get top 6, and he passed Miller, and he finished ahead of a couple of these guys.
And you see him resting his foot, going around those left-handers.
He said he was getting cramp.
Amazing. I actually think that was rider of the day. For me, if I was voting, which I should have voted, but I thought he was right of the day, because I put up on our stories, again, an amazing ride for him. Rushed back on a Honda that doesn't work. Yeah, there's only 10 finishes, but he still got it in the P6. And with all those injuries as he's had, I thought it was an incredible effort from Luca Marini.
He finished ahead of Miller, and he finished ahead of Raul Fernandez. I'm not even going to talk about Alex Rins, because I don't know what's going on there. He finished 40 seconds behind the leader. 15 seconds behind Raul Fernandez. And from all reports, there was no running wide.
He's just done.
Yeah.
I think he's just cooked, unfortunately.
He came in today, so it was the worst weekend of my career.
Yeah.
I just couldn't no feeling in the bike. Obviously, there's demons, man. There's got to be demons on his shoulder, because you obviously qualified struggle in the rainy conditions. And then on those low grip, fast sort of left-handers and stuff. I mean, it's just obviously, I mean, he shouldn't be in the conversation for a factory seat next year. Definitely not.
I don't think so. But Fabio Quartararo is not happy with Yamaha. Like, he's come out and said, I can't wait any longer. I don't have any more time. They need to provide me the bike, or I'm looking at my other options.
Damn. After the 12 milli.
Yeah. So he's still got a contract for next year. So it's basically, if that Yamaha is not a race is competitive for a race win or race winning bike halfway through next year, I don't see Fabio Quartararo staying at Yamaha at all.
Well, Fabio Quartararo is going to look over and go, "Fuck, this Aprilia is doing pretty well.
Yeah,
that would be a perfect fit for me."
yeah.
And I'm sure they'll welcome him with open arms.
I think a lot of teams would.
Yeah. So,
but there's only two options at the moment. You either go on the factory Ducati, if you want to win, factory Ducati or factory Aprilia.
Yeah. There's also news out that Tech 3 really look like they're going to be leaving KTM machinery. Yeah. Yep. So who knows where that's going to go to next year? That's talking maybe Honda.
Yeah, that's the people have spoken about that months and months and months ago.
Yeah. There's apparently rumors that Vinales definitely does not want to be on a Honda, so he's going to be out. Who knows where Bastianini's going to be? He might be going to the Aprilia seat. So there's lots to happen in this off season. With we thought last year was a silly season. This year, even with KTM's demise, it's going to be even crazier, I think.
It is going to be crazier. That's interesting. That's going to be... I haven't heard anything yet, but KTM's just a strange one. It's all gone really quiet with KTM.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I mean, they got bought out by this Indian corporation, so I think they're going to stay alive, but, who knows where
the money's going.
You think that Tech 3 would be paying for their machinery, but it seems like it's a factory-backed operation.
It's factory-backed, yeah. It's 4 factory bikes, essentially.
Yeah, so it's not like a Grassini where they would just...
Well, they
get their hand-me-down sort of situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talking about Aprilia and all, silly season and everything, Jorge Martin could be staying with Aprilia after all this.
So that's... Okay, talk to me.
There's a lot of... it's all just conjecture, but, Aprilia is still... He's racing for us 2026.
Yep.
He's obviously riding in Bruno, so Jorge Martin's going to be riding next week.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And there's no clause for him from Aprilia's side that he can I guess activate or use. So it sounds like from what I'm reading that he's got no option but to be on this Aprilia.
Well, he might have got a tap on the shoulder from the lawyer and said, mate, we're in this.
Yeah.
We can't get out of it unless you want to lose X amount of dollars. You can't go to another team because you're contracted. Because I know Espalenta came out and said if you're contracted by another team, you can't sign for another team.
Yeah.
That's the rule in MotoGP. So he's either got to leave the contract, which by the sounds of it he can't, or he's got to race for Aprilia next year. But, man, it's like when someone quits at work and you're leaving them on for another year. How much motivation he's going to have?
Well, how much motivation are you going to have in the team morale? I just don't... I know everyone's spoken about this situation, but this Aprilia is a good bike, and I think it's a pride thing, or it's it's his agent or a money thing or whatever it is.
We have started that with the agent. Yeah. He wanted more money, I reckon.
Bro, it's so true.
It's got to be so...
And I've seen what that guy looks like. He doesn't look trustworthy.
No. So James and I had a theory that his manager wants more money. So he's telling him to sign for another team because he gets the contract bonus.
He gets the 10% bonus, and Honda's throwing money.
Which is a crazy accusation, but probably going to end up true, knowing us.
Yeah. He's probably got a shit-ass manager, but... Yeah. It's if he's racing for Aprilia next year, I actually don't know what to think. We haven't had this situation in motorsport. We rarely have this situation where a rider is contractedly or a driver contracted to a team and doesn't want to be there. Yeah.
It's usually the other way around. So that's going to be a really interesting turn of events. I mean, I just hope that Aprilia go, look, we'll be able to sign a Quartararo or... I'm not going to say Bastianini. I don't think they might as well continue with Jorge Martin than sign Bastianini, in my opinion.
It would be interesting to see the kind of reception Jorge Martin gets next round from the fans.
I got an idea for our gift card this weekend. Jorge Martin, where's he going to finish in the qualifying sprint and the race? Because, where is he going to be 15th or is he going to be 8th? Is he going to, where is he going to be? That's the big question.
Yeah. Is he going to DNF again?
That's another one. Yeah, well, that has to be an answer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
DNF. Yeah. 15th in qualifying, 16th in the sprint, and DNF in the race or something. So,
bro, who knows?
Yeah, that's a I mean, it's exciting this weekend, isn't it? It sort of crept up on us because we had a couple of weeks off and then a double header, so at a new track.
Yeah, and with Jorge Martin racing, it's going to be a very interesting, and I'm so keen to see how he goes, and then comparing it to Marco Bezzecchi and where that Aprilia is. So. I don't know, man. It's going to be exciting. 256,000 fans, biggest ever for the German race.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well.
You know what's interesting about that? There's no German rider. How's that work?
No German rider at all, is there? Because I thought Barry Beltas was German, but interviewing guys, he's from Belgium. I go,
same shit.
Yeah, wrong. Put the flag the other way around. It's Germany. But yeah, it's interesting. I think MotoGP's in a great spot. Liberty Media taking them over is an interesting, going to be interesting concept. What they can do, what they can do to change, because the sport's probably never been in a better position.
It's in a really good position for sure.
People post-COVID just want to go out and see live events. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know we're 5 years past that now, but like it is incredible. Since that period of time when we were a lot of us as Victorians were the most locked up place, but a lot of us were. We want to go out and we want to see sporting events. I mean, people say the era of Valentino Rossi was the most popular era, but it's not. It's proven now.
Yeah.
Everyone is going out and seeing these races live.
Definitely.
I don't know what the TV ratings are like, but I mean, there's more people in the world, so you expect the TV ratings to be higher. But for me, it's in a great spot. What can Liberty Media do with this sport? Like,
I think it's going to be. I think Europe's okay, and
it's America, isn't it?
It's
That's
America and the more of the West or whatever.
I mean,
it
look
is,
at 10 years
Australia
ago.
and Canada.
You look at 10 years ago, I reckon we had Coda, Indianapolis, and Laguna Seca all in 1 year at one point. We had 3 races in the States back in the D-Day.
You at least had 2 for a year.
I would love to...
That Indianapolis, I reckon, was a flop, though.
Yeah, you didn't like that circuit at all. You hated that circuit.
That circuit was AIDS.
Yeah, because you know what? F1 famously went there, but they had the banking circuit, which was...
at least cooler.
Well, I couldn't imagine like the right track without the banking. That's what the MotoGP
It was just an infield. It's like, might as well go to Calder Park.
It was a car park. It was a car park.
Yeah.
It was a car park for the trucks in the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah. And then had a hurricane through there, and the race I think got called off or about to get called off, and it didn't work. Laguna Seca is obviously number one, but Coda's an amazing circuit as well.
Yeah, Coda's amazing. They just need to find one more there.
Yeah,
they need to find another circuit,
or they need another big purpose-built track. Or something.
They need something.
They got the money,
and there's got to be. I don't know if another Formula One circuit needs another one in America, but
But they love street circuits now. F1.
They do. Well, I think it's countries want street circuits because it showcases their city.
Yeah.
Look at Saudi Arabia. They're going to have 2 tracks.
Yeah.
A country of I don't know what, it might be 3 million people. They're going to have 2 F1 events. For more reports they're saying from the next couple of years. So, and that showcases their city. It's sport washing. It's saying how good is my country? Look at this beautiful bright lights and fast cars around my city that I built. I know this is the new thing. It's all this money. So.
Yep, definitely. Pecco Bagnaia is getting a lot of doubts and hate in the media at the moment because of Marquez and what he's doing and the comparisons there. Do you think it's fair to compare him to Marquez?
I think he's not doing himself any favours because we do get a lot of messages every week saying how he just brings the mood down at the end of the race. Depressed Pecco. He's bringing we get messages like that every week, and it's something that I haven't noticed until his interview on last night's race. He was just like, oh yeah, I couldn't have done any more, and I'm trying my hardest. But for me, it's just him getting consistently beaten by Alex that's the troublesome part. He's gonna get beaten by Marquez as he's shown that he's a far superior rider to everyone else. He's a one-in-a-generation guy. But for him to consistently get beaten by Alex, that's the big worry.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think?
Look, I really struggle with it because he's still a 2-time world champion and he's still fast, but I think he's probably just been... I think he was mentally beaten before the season even started.
Valencia test.
It would have been Barcelona test.
Barcelona test, of course. The amount of people that were hanging out, taking photos of Mark in red, and then he's sitting there, just lost the championship, and no one cares about him. That's going to hurt anyone.
It's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt your ego because you were the top dog, and now Marc Marquez has just gone so far past you, and everyone's going to have an ego, and I can understand why he's going to be down in the dumps, or it maybe not showing the right emotions in the post-race presser, because he must be thinking what can I do, what can I change, The worrying thing is, yes, Alex Marquez, but if Marco Bezzecchi and Digia start coming on for the second half of the year and really pulling points back on him, and then he's consistently off the podium, that's a real worry.
Yeah, I know. It's like we talk about, Ducati either signing Marquez or Martin, and we say it every week. Thank God they signed Marquez because his brother would be leading the championship convincingly.
Yeah.
So for me, it's what's going to happen over the next couple of years. Ducati are going to be in a, if he's going to finishing 5th or 6th in the World Championship this year, they're going to start asking questions.
Oh, for sure.
Number one team, number one bike by a long way, and just not performing. I mean,
and look,
this season will go down as in Marquez, the best ever, arguably. But what if Jorge Martin was there fit? What would that have done? It's always going to be the question. Yeah. I don't think he would have competed, but if he comes back in the second half of this year, James, and wins a couple of races, and a hypothetical, I know I'm paraphrasing here, and what other phrases do we say?
I don't know, yeah.
That's going to be the big thing for me because that would have shaken up so many things at the start of the year, shaken up so many races and the aggressiveness of Jorge Martin. And I know we're going off topic here from Pecco, but for me, it's going to go down as a what if, he was there. So, and take nothing away from MM. I mean, I don't think anyone at home is going to be taking anything away from them because how much we just idolize this guy.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
for the right reasons,
It would be a different championship, but I still think Marquez just has the rider IQ over him. And, maybe not the one lap pace, but for just I think he just mentally beats everyone down, whether it's through free practice and following someone or what he says in the media or just what he does on race day. You got to remember, Jorge Martin only just beat Pecco Bagnaia last year by a few points or 10 points, whatever it is. Marc Marquez is 120-something points ahead of Bagnaia for this so far in the championship. And Bagnaia and Martin are very similar riders.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
It's a good point. It's a good point you make.
Has it been... I know, I'm sorry, we keep talking about Marc Marquez, but this is one of my other notes.
Hey, it's not... I don't mind talking about it, but, we know what people are like.
Yeah. Has there... And it's not just Marc, but has there been anyone better at managing the race than Marc Marquez? Because we talked about it originally at the start of the pod, how, he can just controls it at 1.6, then he can just pull it to 2.6 to 3.5, and he can really control the gap. There's only 3 riders in my lifetime that I can think of that as good as Marc at controlling a race. And that's obviously Marc Marquez, Valentino Rossi, and Jorge Lorenzo. I can't think of any other rider where they can just sit comfortably at 1.5 seconds and just control a race.
Yeah, I think Lorenzo definitely did that a lot, just lap after lap after lap. Casey Stoner just had a different style, and he was sort of, I'm not going to say yo-yoed, but, some weekends he won by 25 seconds and sometimes, he wasn't as competitive. So, where Marquez, every track,
track.
Yeah.
Lorenzo could really turn it on, and Valentino Rossi could control a race and almost control a race in an entertaining way, like sitting behind Sede Gibernal or doing it like that. So, there's different ways of controlling a race, but I feel like Jorge Lorenzo was really good at leading a race and controlling the race there. Valentino Rossi was really good sitting behind someone and controlling a race. Even though he was coming second, he was realistically controlling that whole race. And Marc Marquez, I think, is just good at both. He's either good at leading it or sitting behind someone or even slowing up the pack and conserving tyres for 7 or 8 laps.
Yeah, I think we sat here probably 3 races in. I'd say, what you got to do to beat Marquez, you got to beat him up. You got to beat him up. You got to get him back in the field because he kept crashing, But he's just fixed that up, and it's just he's taken it to the next. He's taken it to the next level. He has. So there's nothing going to stop him this year. And the guys and girls at home going, it's boring, and he's winning all the time. You just got to appreciate greatness, and you have to appreciate domination because these are the things we look back in 10, 20, 30 years time and go, do you remember that season in 2025 when he came on the factory Ducati and he just blitzed everyone? It was a perfect storm. It was like the atomic bomb. Bang, gone, Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Long lap penalty exit, T-Shavs.
Yeah, scary, wasn't it?
That's not the right long lap penalty.
Because they could have done it in a lot of different corners, I'm telling you right now. Like turn 3 would have been a perfect spot for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
It was blind, so they're looking up the hill on that left-hander.
Yeah.
They can't see anywhere to their right where someone's coming straight on, and then they're swinging right on the outside. It was just a collision waiting to happen. How did they not address this?
Center Aegis was scary that first long lap, wasn't it? Yeah, it's weird. It's a strange one because there is so many different, not so many different corners, but there's a lot of different corners on that track. You could have done it the second to last corner. You know, I don't know if there's regulations where they want more sand, maybe because it's a short runoff, but I'm sure there's reasons behind it, but it didn't seem the right way. It's like, it always scares me when they feed the pit lane out into the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't happen as much in MotoGP because you don't make a pit stop, but some Formula 1 tracks, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you feeding that out? Like, and they fixed that, remember Abu Dhabi track? They put this pit exit underneath because it just wouldn't have worked because they would have all just fed out the 1 point.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
it's just, I suppose it's
very strange though. Very strange.
I'm only assuming that probably the second to last corner is so fast you want as much runoff as possible, where you're going a lot slower into that last corner. Turn 1, you've already got the pit exit, so that might be an issue. So yeah, turn 3 probably would be the
that's what I think. Turn 3.
Yeah.
Mir was unlucky this round, just getting taken out by Ogura.
Yeah, I mean,
real unlucky, bro.
People were still getting on his back. Another crash. Stephen Brayshaw Layfield. Another gone again. 26 crashes for the year.
I know, but that was like severely unlucky. Like he was riding a really good race.
He was, yeah. He was. He stayed up and when everyone else was going down and then gets taken out by the rookie. So
Furman Aldeguer's kind of
there or thereabouts.
He's there or there, but he got I think 6th. But
fifth.
obviously 5th.
Yeah.
With a lot of crashes in front of him.
Yep.
But he's probably just slowed down a little bit in maybe the past 4 races, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's just tracks that don't suit him. I mean, he really peaked like 4 races ago and we think, podium and, it's coming and all that kind of stuff. This kid's a star. And then it might have just been such a dominant Ducati track that he's showing that he's better than he actually is in his first year. I mean, he's going to come. It's coming. But
it's coming. And maybe it's just rookie things as well.
Inconsistent. I mean, you have to look at, again, I always go on this about Acosta. He had those amazing first few races of his rookie year and then, really struggled in mid-season there. So,
well, we haven't talked about Acosta. What's going on, mate?
Yeah, he looked better, but just crashed again and I think he crashed turn 2 where I didn't see a crash pretty much all weekend. So
weird. Yeah, I know that was random.
Weird spot. Just lost the rear, I think. Did he?
Yeah. Front or rear.
And then but I think he had a better weekend. He is great in the rain, and I think that does separate the men from the boys.
Yeah.
I mean, he can jump on these 1000cc machines and on that little track and do really well, but just got to stay on the bike.
I think he's mentally done with KTM. Big time. Like that, he needs... we've talked about it a lot.
Where's he going?
I don't know. But there's not many options.
Oh.
But that KTM for him is not working. KTM's obviously just struggling, and then you got Vinales who's been out. Bastianini was out with appendicitis. No Tech 3 riders, which is wild. But Pedro Acosta, he's just obviously still such a talent, but he just can't get that bike to work, and I think he's just mentally been beaten up, and he can tell that with the presses. He doesn't seem like he wants to be there. No, his answers aren't great.
He's not as lively as he once was.
No, and he's only a season and a half into his. You would think it's actually crazy. He's only season and a half into his MotoGP career.
Yeah, I hope he finds a better home. That because he's a talent, and there's lots of talent coming through. He's not. Hopefully, he's not going to be that kind of career where he was coming in and all these, big shots around him and then he just hasn't fulfilled. So I hope he gets a seat for next year on a more competitive bike. I mean...
This is where we need more competitive bikes, though, because there's too much talent in there. Okay, it's Aprilia and Ducati at the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
But, we really do need, a Yamaha up there for your Quattros, your KTMs up there for your Costas, because every bike, Honda... every bike has got a star rider on there. They do. They really do. Aprilia's got a world champion. Yamaha's got a world champion. Honda's got a world champion on their bike. Everyone's got a world champion on their bike, but they're just not all competitive.
There's plenty of talent there. Riders are talented. It's just the bikes need to be better. More consistent.
Yeah.
More consistent. I mean, Yamaha just some weekends looking great and then just drops off completely.
They're struggling. I think Yamaha and Honda and maybe especially Yamaha to a degree have really kind of dropped off. And
Yeah.
that's where Fabio Quartararo's frustrations are really coming out. And as you said, if it's this time next year and he's having the same results, he's pulling the pin.
Yep. And we've got new regs coming. How much is that going to change things as well from 27?
Exactly. I don't think it's beneficial, T-Shavs. You're going to agree with me with this, but I don't think it's going to be beneficial for World Superbikes and MotoGP to be on the same weekend. I don't like that.
Is that the talk, is it?
Well, it's not. It's what happened this weekend. So World Superbikes at Donington.
Oh, sorry. Double header you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's something that has to change.
Yeah.
Has to change.
I think
Yeah.
it really needs to be on an off weekend for MotoGP.
What they should do with Superbikes, I don't know how this really works, but you just need to put them on the Formula One weekends.
I think so, yeah.
That's going to be
Definitely.
that's going to be the way to do
It's
it.
two different audiences.
Yeah, completely different. That's the thing. You got to well, not completely different. I mean, people listen to our pod, but I'm going to say when people are starved of MotoGP, that's when you get your viewership. Because I'm
Yeah.
not going to watch Superbikes when I've got MotoGP on. Like, we've got a busy enough lives.
What are you watching? World Superbikes or Moto2? Because they're on the same time.
I'm watching Moto2.
Exactly.
I'm watching Moto2. For me, it probably doesn't work for me on F1 weekends because I'm watching F1. Like, it's, there's so much sport, and we talk about like the local leagues of your V8 supercars or your British superbikes and stuff. It was so popular back in the day because it was so hard to watch these international sports. Like for me, V8 supercars was on at 2 p.m. on a Sunday. How good's this race? Nowadays, you got 3 practice sessions, you got 2 qualifying sessions, you have a sprint race, you got a main race, you got 6 hours of MotoGP on the weekend where you used to get the race.
You used to get the race on delay at 12 o'clock at night. Remember that?
Yeah.
And like we've talking about this, but we would watch either Formula One or MotoGP as kids, and you wouldn't even know who where qualifying was until you turned on Channel 10 delay.
Yeah, and you saw the grid formation. You're like, oh, fucking Rossi got pole.
Yeah.
Or,
Didn't know what happened in
that was the
125s or
thing.
250s.
My old man used to record it on a VHS. We used to watch it at 6 o'clock Monday morning. So you had that whole weekend you could put sport on.
Yeah.
A local sport.
Local, yeah.
Now I'm getting up on Sunday morning, hungover, watching the sprint. If I don't stay up, watching qualifying sprint. I'm staying up till 10 o'clock at night watching the race. Like my missus very fucking yells at me enough when watching too much motorsport. I'm not then going to sit down and watch Superbikes.
Yeah.
V8 supercars. It's too much,
Not for the same weekend, so it just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Like
I'm sure there's a lot of people at home that are in the same opinion as us, but there's also a lot of people that are really good, really mad Superbike fans that will take the time to watch it. So.
Yeah, same with British Superbikes or something like that, like back there, because like that's a huge one over there.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
but I don't think World Superbikes obviously needs a fix, and we've talked about that. But I just don't think it works on the same weekend for MotoGP. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
No, I agree.
I think it hurts it.
Unless you've got some European rounds when it's the flyaways, but usually doesn't work because you got warm weather. That's why they're in Europe in the summertime, and that's why they're in the flyaways at the end of the year because it's starting to get too cold in Europe. That's why they come out to Asia. It's always been the case.
Yeah.
The start of the year is always in a Middle Eastern country because it's warmer.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
look
whole
at
thing.
Portimao or Valencia at the end of the year. They're rugged up. It's an 8-degree morning.
Yeah.
10 degrees mornings. They're freezing.
Yeah.
It's just different. I have to bring this one up. Shout out to Adrian Moto Heaven. He's like, you got to talk about this. Bez's umbrella girl.
Oh, I didn't see this. What are we talking? Are we talking glamour? Are we talking not glamour? Are we talking
like shaved head, half-shaved head, face tattoos.
Whoa!
Yeah. Wow, I couldn't believe it when I was looking at her. I was like, how'd they score this one?
Wow. Okay, they probably didn't vet the agency very well, did they?
They got catfished. Maybe it's like a very German thing to do. I don't know. Maybe they're all.
They're a bit alternative over there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean they went different directions after the 50s and stuff. So
You
that's
mean before the 50s?
for the 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, between like 1930, maybe like 1932 and 1945, they went in a real different
They're
direction.
real different direction. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that. I'll have to Google that tonight. Quite night. Quite wide.
That's funny.
That's funny. Yeah, it's good. That's good.
That's MotoGP
Any
for me, mate.
any jobs going at Motor Heaven at the moment? We got some job ads out or what?
Nah, they're fully stocked. mate.
Good. For now.
Yeah, well, look, they're good people to work for all reports.
No, they're very good, Motor Heaven. Get down to Moorabbin. Yeah. Anything else on MotoGP, my boy?
Moto2, big dog, and that was a crash fest, which is going to be the title of this episode, I think.
I think my boy again, Dennis. I mean, look at you go, he's finally listened to the Shav, and he's pulled a finger out. Got a little bit lucky, but I think he would have won anyway.
Anti-climax finishing. I felt sorry for poor old Barry Beltos. He had him lined up for about 8 laps, and I know he was just waiting for the right time for a couple laps to go. Red flag.
How's Jake Dixon coming out? Oh, I would have won. Jake Dixon sat on the podium. I would have won. I had the tyres.
Just take the third, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Just take the third. Just say I'm happy with the third.
He can't. It does not in the repertoire. But you know what? In all saying that, Jake Dixon's actually a lovely guy. Lovely guy.
Did you meet him?
I met him a couple of times, yeah. He is a lovely guy.
How you going at his results, big dog?
Yeah, it crashed on it. It crashed on me, unfortunately. So I got here for you guys.
Come on, Moto2 results. Here we go.
All right. So Denny's Oncu first.
Number
Barry
one.
Bolthouse second. Jake Dixon third. Manny Gonzalez fourth after coming from nearly the back of the grid. Celestino Vietti fifth. Joe Roberts sixth. Aaron Canet seventh. Guevara eighth. Sasaki ninth. And Philip Salach rounding out the top 10. Each and every weekend, shout out to Senna Aegis, double long lap, he was putting in the fastest laps there for the race.
Race winning pace,
and just hold that clutch in for just a tail longer, my boy.
It was funny. I was watching it. I said out loud, T-Shavs, I said, Senna, just get a good start.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. Just get a good start and you're on for a race win. And I'm just watching him. And I just see him jump the start by like 3/4 of a second. I'm like, fuck!
It's just a build-up of pressure, isn't it? It must be.
Yeah.
Mental pressure. I've got to get a good start. And he would have just seen a flicker somewhere and then release the clutch.
I mean, it's amazing.
It can happen to the best of us. I mean,
remember Jorge Lorenzo Coda.
Yeah.
Jorge Lorenzo Coda.
Coda. You said that initially.
No, I said Jorge Lorenzo like a weirdo.
Well, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, Diego Moreira. I mean,
well, he had two races basically. He had one amazing race coming from 25th on the grid to probably just about going to win that race.
He passed 15 riders or something along his 20 laps. I mean, just crazy, crazy. Just need to be more patient. I mean, he had the pace. I mean, we say this again, but Jake Dixon's on the outside. How much can they see on the outside? He would have known he was there, but on the onboard footage,
if you're on the outside, you can't see anything.
I'm not giving him any sort of out here, but on the onboard footage, he's gone on the inside. Jake Dixon, for all we know, could have ran wide. You just don't see it. Like you're looking over there. What he did afterwards was probably the bigger.
Oh, that's the real big
issue.
Because you can't go back onto a racing line where during a corner and then poor old David Alonso has got nowhere to go. And
ultimate fixation, wasn't it?
Oh my god!
He was like, when you're dirt bike riding, they say, "Look where you want to go."
Yeah,
he's looking at the rear tail lights of Diego Moreira.
But but the thing is when they're going through a corner, David Alonso isn't looking in front of him. That's right. As you're saying, like he's looking through the corner. Yeah. So he might not even see him until it's way too late anyway.
And what do? You just got to brace for impact at that point.
Exactly. So Diego Moreira has had an amazing ride. And a ride where a MotoGP, if he just finished that race, just say 5th or 4th or 3rd or 1 or whatever, a ride where a MotoGP team is like, we got to sign this kid. That's because that doesn't happen in Moto2. You don't go from 25th to top podium potential, do you? It just doesn't happen. They burn tires.
And you know what? And I heard this today. It's a Marquez thing. Marquez in Moto3 and Moto2. He did these things. Yeah. He just went through the field, but also made some stupid mistakes.
Yep.
Ran into the back of people and made dumb decisions. But you pay for the talent.
Yeah.
You can whittle out those little mistakes, but you pay for the lap time. You know?
You can't buy talent.
Can't buy talent. So he'll start from the pit lane, unfortunately, in Bruno for his...
Is that what the penalty is?
Yep. Which is very severe. Probably one of the most severe penalties you can have. To start from the pit lane. So,
what's his name? Your mate Simon Patterson was saying race ban.
Yeah. Patterson's. Yeah, he. It's probably close. I think
it was a stupid thing.
When you're and then we talked about this last week. Should penalties get worse and worse and worse for repeat,
offenders?
Yeah. I mean, if Morbidelli knock someone off for the lead, this weekend, what does that mean? Is that going to be a race ban? They need these penalty points, I'm telling you, James, or yellow cards or something.
Referee comes out halfway through, blows a whistle, you're out.
You're out. Something along the lines of that, because it happens. It's happening a lot, and just wrecking guys' careers, to a certain extent.
There's injuries bad enough.
So I think race ban might be a little bit too harsh, but his race is over now. I mean, he's not going to come from pit lane to a podium.
Not in Moto2, you wouldn't think.
No, and a fast track like Bruno as well. It's a fast track. So,
but Diego Moreira, you can't doubt him. He has got some serious talent.
And I'm back to Oncu. I mean, showing the talent that he's got. There's talk that his brother might be coming back to Moto2 next year. Can
your boy,
same manager as your boy Raz Gaglioglu.
Kenan Sofoglu.
So, and Kenan's the only other
Turkish mafia.
That's the thing. He's the only rider he's got. And that's not going to be MotoGP. Is going to be Can. So they get him over in the paddock as well, so he can control the La Familia, or whatever you say it in Turkish. And for Pramac, from all reports. So that's a report coming out today, but we'll see more in the next couple of weeks.
Who's gone? What's Pramac? Sorry,
Can Oncu to Pramac next year.
Pramac Moto2.
Moto2.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Yes.
Has he? Yes. I don't think he's done enough to warrant a Moto2 ride.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's something along the lines of this.
Some Turkish mafia money.
Moto3, Jimmy boy.
Just before that, Barry Bottas is a prime example of a Moto2 rider finding his feet 3-4 years into his career.
Yeah.
He's always been like 15th, something around there, maybe a 10th. But to be consistently like top 3 now, top 6, is just a pure example of what Moto2 is.
It's a great point.
And kind of got robbed. He got robbed of actually having a chance to win that race, because I firmly believe that he could have easily won that race as well.
Yeah, there's a guy in that field named Tony Arbolino, and he's the man that has been there long enough now, and he needs to show that consistency, which he's not doing. But you can't keep blaming everything, the tyres, the bike, this and that. At the end of the day, there's a common denominator. It's yourself, So, all right, Moto3, David Munoz. Talk about the crash mafia. David Munoz first. Quiles second. Jose Antonio Rueda third.
He's good.
Angel Piqueras fourth. Alvaro Carpe fifth, which was amazing, actually, because he got a long lap, didn't he? Kelso 6. Now, credit to Kelso. Very, very sore. Big crash on Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Big crash. Didn't get reported much on the commentary. Big crash, very sore. No broken bones, but for him to finish 6 was actually an incredible effort.
Yeah, I saw you messaged him and he messaged us back.
Yeah, I said, mate, you didn't even get mentioned in the commentary that you were, belt. You should have said the crash. It was massive. Down the waterfall. Massive. Guido Pini 7th. Jacob Rulstone 8th.
Good ride.
Cormac Buchanan 9th. And Marquez Uriarte 10th.
Nice.
Now, 3 of our boys in the top 10 are very happy with the Anzacs. The Anzacs all in the top 10. So it was a good weekend.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
They all had really good pace.
Cormac Buchanan, he was fantastic. He was there at the start, top 5, sort of windled his way to the back of the pack. But at the end of the race, he was coming back. And that's credit to him.
He's finding his feet.
And I think that shows really, really good signs. Really, really good signs. So we always talk about this category, and these Spanish kids are just so aggressive. It's a different category. It really is. And I think growing up in the sport that we have here in Australia, I mean, if you race like they did here, I think you'd be punted off. Like from the series. It's just how it is over there. So we just got to adjust to that. So
it's just how it is, and it's a good point you make. As in, it was Rueda being interviewed, and they said, Jack Appleyard says to him in Parc Ferme, you got a bit beaten up in the last lap. What do you think about that? And Rueda said, that's just a part of it. It's a part of this category. It's a great answer. Yeah. Great answer, because that's what they do. And to be fair to David Munoz, he won, and he's fucking punted his grandma. But he had like 2 fair moves. They were hard but fair in the last. You couldn't get any better than that. They were hard but fair, and then he deserved that win. He really did. And I know a lot of people don't like him, and that's fair, but credit where credit's due.
And Marcos Ramirez, misjudgment to a
Marcos Ramirez in Moto2.
Oh, sorry, going back to Moto2.
Oh, okay.
Talk about a misjudgment. We didn't talk about him.
Oh, yeah.
He completely lost it.
Oh, fuck. Who did he take out?
I forget, but I saw that in my notes. I forgot to mention it. So
Yeah, he took out. He was pissed off, wasn't he? He fucked that corner up hard. Dude.
I think he lost the rear
bro.
bounced, and
Yeah.
then and as soon as you miss that little bit of braking power, you just
He fucked that up.
He V-lined.
Bro, there was 2 incidents. I was watching it with my missus, and she was laying on me. There was 2 incidents. You know when like you can just see it happening? Her head was on my chest, and I went like this, whack, and I smashed her head because I was like, fuck, watching it. There was those 2 incidents. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a big one. That was a big one.
Yelling.
It was always some big incidents in that first turn anyway. We touched on at the start of the pod. Yeah.
Bro, I messaged you this. How funny was Moto3? Furusato and Yamanaka just had a chance.
Yeah.
They just had a chance and they just blew it.
Yeah, it's standard Japanese culture, isn't it?
Furusato, I think, was 3rd into the second last corner on the last lap, wasn't he? And
He was.
he just loses the front.
Yeah.
He's gone.
What is it? It's just a mental thing, isn't it?
Fuck.
He's signing
They're
with. He's going to be in
fast.
Moto2
They're
next year for Furusato. He will go to talent.
Team Honda Asia.
Team Honda Asia. He'll be in Moto2. He'll just go through. He'll be on that Idemitsu Honda in no time.
It's actually impossible for one of those teams to win the title, I think. They got a chance in Moto3.
Yeah.
Moto2, no. And LCR. Bro, wasn't Nakagami supposed to be racing? Am I going crazy? Did I read that at the start of the weekend? I didn't see him.
Nah, maybe he's having a week off, but
Because there's no Chancha. He was going to take over for Chancha.
there's got to be something to do with this.
I'm sure I read that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We actually reported that I think last week that he was. You actually even said he's going to be filling in for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something going on with this Honda Asia, buddy. We're unraveling something here. Bro, Chancha could have got points.
Change could have got points. Nakagami could have got. They would have got points.
Well, Nakagami can just get points.
Answer me this. Was there anyone who crashed that could have got back on the bike, got the bike back to the pits, jumped on their spare bike, gone back out again, and still scored points? It's amazing they didn't try that. Talk about a Lorenzo Savadori. I'm sure the bike stalled, but it's all downhill from there.
Do you have to change? You
can't change bike if it's not declared wet.
Yeah, it has to be declared a wet
That's
race.
the answer. Yeah. But I'm thinking like just pot around and just score points. I mean, I'm sure you probably have to finish within 75% of the race time or something to get points.
Yes, and then if the bikes are beaten to shit, it would either...
You get black flagged.
You get black flagged or it'll do more damage to your engine, which will cost you more money maybe.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which is probably one of your answers.
Yeah, now I wanted to talk about the death of Borja Gomez.
Yeah. Super stock rider or something?
Yeah, it was a 600cc super stock. But yeah, reports coming out that... obviously, it's very sad for the family what happened, but it was a sort of a test day on a Thursday for the race weekend. So you have it optional if you wanted to test the bike or not. So they went out there and was testing. He crashed. Unfortunately, he walked back to pick up his bike and got hit.
Is that what happened?
No marshals. There was no marshals for the test day on a Thursday
in Magny-Cours.
Yeah. There was no ambulance on site. There was nothing. It took 10 to 15 minutes for the ambulance to get there.
Because in Australia, you have to have an ambo on site for a track day, for a race meeting.
Yeah, and it was reported today, talk about the boys, Oxy Bomb boys were talking about this, and also Simon Patterson was talking about this. Pretty much Dorna have gone, well, it's not our responsibility. It was a test day, private test day on a Thursday. We don't want anything to do with this. It's not our fault.
So it's not a Dorna run event.
But it was on their website. It was on their website saying it was a test day. It's not. It's not. You go to a ride day at Phillip and there's ambulances there.
You have to.
Not to have an ambulance on site and to have no marshals. Pretty disgraceful when you think about it.
That's interesting.
It's a sad thing that happened. It could. I don't want to get into how he died, but getting hit by a bike and it sounded like he died fairly quickly in the sand trap. But you never know what could happen. And, if there was a helicopter there or ambulance there, paramedics, even the marshals were there, he shouldn't have to go and pick up his own bike. It should be red flagged. It should be yellow flagged at least. There's no marshals, no flag. So the poor person coming there and, and also affects him and his family and his future. It's just crazy how that can be allowed.
The issue is it takes one of these incidents for them to change that. Happen. But that doesn't really compute with me why there wouldn't be an AMBO on site or track marshals or something along those lines. You know, for these world class riders or any even a normal track day for a learner, you still have to have an AMBO on site. Like it's just I've been to track days where the AMBO hasn't rocked up. And then a track day doesn't happen or delayed by 3 hours.
That's exactly right. I mean, there's been instances at the start where they've cancelled events. I mean, you know, you look at any event in Australia, especially the world. I mean, they get 700. They were talking about today. They get 700 marshals for the Isle of Man TT. You couldn't find 10 marshals for that day. You know, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's just interesting. Like if it's it's on Dorna's website, but are they just promoting that for their riders or is it like Magnicor? The issue, like are they who realistically, who's the ones that don't want to spend the money?
You know what the Euros are like. Everyone's going, nah, it wasn't me. You know, it's just sad. It's really sad. So, do better. Again, it shouldn't take these incidents to happen, but do better.
No, definitely not.
Especially motorcycle racing. I mean, it's just, it's if they're driving around in their own cars around Sandown or something different. But these guys are fucking on the edge, testing their bikes. The poor kid's going to pick up his bike. And
like a yellow flag probably would have stopped that.
Bro, 100%. Just leave. I mean, it's a test day. I mean, it's not like they're trying to do qualifying laps.
Yeah.
So, super sad news, and it just shouldn't happen. So, yeah.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Listy's lists.
Listy's list. I've been excited for this one. Well, a bit of a surprise, I should say, actually, because James sort of...
I've kept it under wraps.
Kept it under wraps for until the start of the pod. So, what have we got this week, mate?
We're loving these Listy's lists. And for this week, I'm actually in honour of Bruno coming back. It's the top 5 racetracks that are not on the MotoGP calendar anymore.
That's exciting. I'm really excited for this.
Something different. So
and great, as you just said, a great week to do it because Bruno is a classic circuit that's been off the calendar for 5 years.
Yeah.
And now we're back.
We're back, baby. We're back. Number 5 for me, this is my personal opinion, is Estoril, Portugal.
Yes. Still gets talked about a lot to this day.
Yeah. Last year it was run in 2012, so Casey Stoner's years before the Marquez era. But it's a track that kind of has it all. Like I think it's a better track than Portimao.
I do love Portimao.
I know. A lot of people do. I'm not a fan. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. I think Estoril is a better track for MotoGP.
So Portugal must have been off the calendar for at least, I'm going to say 5 to 8 years. I think first year back was 2019, 2020?
Bro, yeah. Around late 2019, 20 in the 2020s. Yeah, it was off the calendar for a long time. I remember
Formula One went to Portugal in COVID because they had to stay in Europe. That was the first round for F1, but I knew they were going to MotoGP probably a year or two before that.
Yeah. But I just think a really good track. It has a bit of everything. It's promoted a lot of good racing. Famously, Tony Elias beats Valentino Rossi to the line for Nicky Hayden to win the title in 2006. Probably one of the most famous things ever. So I think that is... Yeah, one of the better ones. It should be back on the calendar. Number 4 for me is Donington. Craner Curves, England. They last went down 2009.
No, 2009.
I know. It's how long it's been.
Damn.
That's how long it's been. So, one of the most beautiful tracks you can... and it's funny because Superbikes was just there on the weekend. But one of the most beautiful tracks out there for motorcycle racing. Those Craner Curves are incredible. That uphill section, great for watching from a fan. The Donington is a little bit like Phillip Island though, where the circuit hasn't been touched in 200 years. And I remember reading things about Donington, like early years Facebook, and people would commentate this there'll be like a patch of to say 5,000 fans on the hill. There was 6 toilets set up. It was an hour line to get into the toilet. It was just a shambles how it was run. But for a racetrack, I think modern MotoGP bikes would be beautiful around there again. Yeah, obviously Silverstone's amazing. We love Silverstones in your top 5.
Yes.
But I think if you can have 2 races in Spain, I would have Donington in there.
Oh, it's big enough, isn't it? I mean, it's huge. I mean, the fans were super disappointed.
Yeah, that shit house.
In Silverstone this year. But it was on the same weekend as Isle of Man.
That was dumb.
There was also another big event on that weekend. I think F1.
Maybe?
Yeah. But yeah, it's,
Number 3, you'll like this, Suzuka.
Yes. Well, we just talked about that with Marine's
Yeah.
crash. I mean,
Too dangerous.
too dangerous.
Well,
man.
the whole reason why it was there why we don't have it anymore is because of De Giro Cato, unfortunately.
Yes, but that was a mechanical. I mean,
It was.
I mean, it's hard to say. I think there's going to be new developments over the next few years. These air fences are amazing, but the problem with these air fences, as soon as someone belts into them, they have to red flag the event or the race, which we saw in Moto2. So it's not the answer, definitely. But you know what? There's the same amount of runoff in turn 2 in Silverstone as like turn 2 at Mugello, for instance.
Yeah.
Same amount of runoff. So yeah, it's just that. There's a few corners.
Bro, there's a few corners. There's that right-hander where there's a 0 runoff.
Yeah, but they've got the chicane in there now. They use that for the 8 hour. So
yeah.
they just started that. So that they're halfway through that right-hander.
Yeah.
Going into that hairpin before the back straight. There's a chicane in there now. So who knows?
It would be amazing. Imagine going through 130R and Marquez or Quadraro just full pelt through there.
Yes.
A wild track. And it's a figure 8. We love it.
Yeah.
Japanese. I like Montegi, but I don't think it's fucking be all end all that track.
I think that's the first one on my list that I would replace for the current track.
Montegi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think I would as well.
I still want Portugal to be at Portimao.
Yeah.
I still want Silverstone, but I'd rather Suzuka than Motegi.
Yeah.
And I think most people would.
Yeah. It's a...
I don't mind Motegi though. A lot hard braking. It offers a different sort of track.
It's different.
Yeah.
But I think Suzuka is just... A lot of tracks are modelled off Suzuka. You know, like Coda's got elements of Suzuka.
Yeah.
I just think it's just... and then that's why the 8 hour is so good. It's just a beautiful, beautiful track. Number 2, Spa. 1990 was the last year's run. We know it's never going to come back, but a boy can dream. But they still run the Endurance World Championship there, so bikes still go on that track. But again, what a fucking sick track
and
it
there's
would
so
be
many
to watch
corners.
MotoGP there.
There's so many good corners on that track that would look amazing in a modern day MotoGP bike.
Yeah.
I think of that fast left-hander at the sort of middle of the circuit. That would just be... And there's loads of runoff there. I mean, they could turn that track into a motorcycle track again, but they would need a shitload of sand.
They'd have to bloody get Bondi Beach in there for sand.
Oh, yeah.
Moto 3 would be incredible.
Oh, yeah.
That massive straight and like just the fast sweepers, it would make someone would die. Someone would die riding.
It would be flat chat for 2 kilometers.
Those fast lefts and sweepers, like they would be pretty much flat going through a few of them.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be a crazy Moto 3
Same
race?
with Moto 3 in Sachsenring, they were flat. Those left-handers were flat until the second last.
Yeah, there you go.
Until the last one.
Yeah,
and then they lifted and then turned right.
Isn't that amazing?
Crazy.
So Spa, for a lot of different reasons, I think is would be especially for Moto 3, MotoGP. I think.
I could guess number 1.
Gum. Tell me.
It's got to be Laguna Seca.
It's Laguna Seca.
And why is that track so amazing?
I think it's just on a hill. Like it's on a massive hill.
Yeah.
The undulation of it is incredible. It doesn't have a straight. There's no real straight.
No.
Obviously, corkscrew is why it's amazing.
Yeah.
We love that, and it's provided such amazing memories. But there is a very much a lack of runoff these days. It's actually quite small, so the facilities aren't. They can't handle I don't think they can handle like Moto 2, Moto 3. That's why it wasn't there. And I think all the greenies, especially in California, don't like it being used there. But for MotoGP and for modern MotoGP, again, it's just a beautiful sight watching those bikes go dip down the corkscrew.
There's a lot of underrated corners on that circuit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the left-hander after the corkscrew is an off-camber left-hander.
Yes.
Awesome corner.
Yeah.
And then the left-hander on the back straight before the corkscrew. Corkscrew.
Yeah.
You can tell I haven't been doing a lot of screwing. Is another fantastic corner, and as I would know because it's on the Gran Turismo game that I am quite fond of.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like it's a track where it takes a lot of balls.
Yes.
I think it's
It's like Sachsenring.
yeah.
Balls, big balls.
Big balls. Philippine's a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Like you got to really commit. Like the first corner, it's kind of 2 lefts that really commit into a downhill.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, very cool. And I'd love any of those tracks to go back on, but for those 5 tracks that are not on the calendar, I think they're
Great.
the best ones.
Thanks, Listy, for sponsoring our Listy's List.
On your listy, shout out a couple more coffees.
Yeah, get the
please,
coffees
mate.
going, please, mate.
Shout out to
Yeah, we're doing 3 jobs tomorrow, Listy.
a shout out to Paddy at Andiamo Panino or whatever it's called. I've forgotten.
Oh, yeah.
Hyatt listens to the podcast.
Good on you, mate. Thank you. That's awesome. Thanks for the support.
He's
Love it.
the man. Makes a mean coffee and a mean panini. Get down to him.
Jesus, you know what? I think Moorabbin, I know we're just having a general conversation. He's got to be a hotspot for like just nice lunches, doesn't it?
I know, it's everywhere. It's
Crazy.
So much.
You can't
good
find
food
any
down
good food around Greensboro
No,
or
shit
Diamond
house.
Creek. It's all shit.
Yeah.
And then down there, it's just like, I don't know, it's factory, mate, heaps of factories in there. So
It's they're legit.
all right, so Formula One news, guys. I'll just get the time stamp for that one.
Go on.
Big news, James.
Go on.
Christian Horner.
Yeah.
Everyone is talking about this. If you've been living under a rock, Christian Horner has been relieved of his duties at Red Bull, so he'll no longer run the team. Still stays on the payroll, I believe, until the end of the year, but he'll have no say in what happens on the race weekend. He won't be attending the race weekend, so it's crazy.
Reigning champions.
Been there for 20 years.
Reigning champions. Yeah, that's right.
It's been there for 20 years. And the big question is why? What's he done? Is it the fallout from his sexting scandal with this employee last year? I'm not going to say sexting. I think it was more than that. But yeah, is it what's happening? There's reports that him and Max Verstappen's dad Jos had a big falling out in the race last week. And
Okay.
I just don't know. I just don't think you can't just be fired mid-season. I mean, as you said, reigning Formula One champions, drivers' championships, and then you're out, mid-season. So I think he'll find another role in Formula One team. I think Aston Martin for me would be a dream scenario. Obviously, with reuniting with Adrian Newey. The other one that's big talk at the moment is Alpine. Alpine's supplied by Mercedes engines from next year, and I think that's going to cause a little bit of a problem with Toto and Christian Horner coming along, but time will tell. There's also reports of Cadillac want to get him involved, but they've already got sort of their management team pretty much sorted. Big reports coming from China that there's a brand called Geely, big money, want to enter F1 in the coming years. So big money, big market in China now. So that could be a seat for him. But just out of the blue, wasn't it? I mean, we heard reports of it, a few hours before it was announced, like everyone else did, because they told their sponsors, which is normal. But yeah, I mean, just incredible news, and I don't really understand it, but I think there's more to the story.
100%.
I think there's definitely more to the story yet to come out. I think Christian has been pretty much in the media, pretty positive, not negative towards Red Bull, which was surprising. Pretty professional, I must say. But yeah, Lauren Menkes replaces him at Red Bull, who's been there pretty much the team. I'm going to call it the team principal of
Toro Rosso.
V Carb has also spent time in the FIA, also spent time at Ferrari. So he comes in pretty,
He's been in there for a long time. I saw his history. He was in like Minardi or Jordan or something.
He's been in the paddock
day.
since 03. So looks like a very young, like 55-year-old guy. Yeah. So that's interesting. We'll see see what happens. See what the outcome that's going to be in the coming weeks. But it's an interesting time they did it. They did it in a 3-week break in F1. So my thoughts are they probably wanted to do it on the first week, let the dust settle, so then it'll be all back to normal by race week. So
I was talking to my old man. My old man was actually chewing my ear off about the Formula One. And he was saying with Drive to Survive and these team managers and team principals and team personnel getting so much airtime and popularity, do you think they're, like with this sexting scandal, whatever it is, their egos kind of get out of control and it would be hard to then control that, and this is what can happen?
Yeah, it's amazing. And you're right. I mean, if we looked at 20 years ago, you knew John Todd, who's now the FIA president, but he was, head of Ferrari. And you looked at probably Ron Dennis. You can't really name any other ones.
Frank Williams? Is he one?
Frank Williams is more of a team owner rather than, we're talking, Flavio Briatore. But you're right. Lately, since Drive to Survive, these guys are just
superstars.
They're on mantelpieces, and
is he dating a Spice Girl?
Yeah.
I never knew that until like 3 days ago.
No way. Ginger Spice.
Wild.
Yeah.
So, I just think there's got to be an ego element. Bro, everyone's got an ego.
Everyone does, yeah.
Everyone's got an ego. And I just think they could be, all these guys, they're so famous and popular. And they're like the race car drivers now. The I just think it'd be hard to keep that in check. And Christian Horner's been in the midst of it
from
the start.
What I don't understand with these guys, and I'll never be like that. I'll never be as successful as some of these guys because...
Don't sell yourself short, man.
No. But in saying that, if I'm his age, 50, 55 years old, all the money in the world,
got a Spice Girl under your arm.
Spice Girl, young family, why do I continue want to work? Dude, as soon as I have enough money... I'm retired. I'm chilling out.
It's the ego, bro.
I know.
It's going back to the ego.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's what makes these guys different. Like, why Michael Schumacher come and race for Mercedes for those 2 extra years? Why Lance Armstrong came back and raced for Astana after he knew he was just about to get done for all the drug taking, but he had to get back to beat Contador because, Contador was the guy to replace him. It's amazing, these sportsmen, these elite sportsmen. I'm going to put him in that category, Horner. How they can't give it up.
No.
They can't give it up. So
it's either all they know and
20 years, every single race that Red Bull has been in, Christian Horner has not missed one race.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Toto Wolff's missed, a handful. I mean, there's been, he's not missed one race weekend. I mean, that's crazy, don't you think?
Yeah, it is crazy.
400 something races they've done.
It's amazing. And he's obviously, he's, as I said, been in the midst of it. He's seen Formula One where, I wouldn't say Formula One was on its knees, but it was at a struggling point. So now he's some superstar Red Bull guy with Max Verstappen. It's just, everything's just changed.
It's a very interesting way you're looking at your point of view.
Well, yeah.
Or Dave's point of view.
Yeah, it's his.
Because I wouldn't have even thought of that, Like these guys have gone from they're really well known to household names. Everyone knows who Christian Horner is. I mean, I should have seen it work today. Everyone's yelling out, Tom, what's going on with Red Bull, Christian Horner?
Exactly.
What happened there? Like, dude, I mean, I'm talking even 4 or 5 years ago, no one knew who these guys were. I mean,
bro, I remember when we were at Albert Park and they had the team principals on and no one gave a shit.
Dude, I know, we were standing there. We were like...
They were all next to it. We could have just had a conversation with them.
I had a photo with...
Giacomo Fisichella.
Loves his own jokes. I love it. That's a T-Shav move. With the current Ferrari boss, whose name has escaped me,
Fred Vasseur.
Yes, I had a photo with him. We were chatting to him.
For me, that guy was just some fucking old geriatric back then. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I know. Now he's the head of the biggest F1 team in the world. So, some crazy news to come out of that. I don't really know. Everything else is just speculation. So. There's not much else to say.
Is it going to be a bit of an Epstein's Island? We'll never actually figure out what happens.
Oh, I think we'll eventually figure out when Trump leaves office. We'll figure out what happened to Epstein Island. But he's got that under the covers at the moment, literally. It might be the case. We'll find out over the next few weeks. But I think, my theory is that Red Bull wanted to get this out as soon as they could and have that 3 week for it to cool off. So
early predictions: Max Verstappen staying or leaving?
Well, this is my prediction. I had him leaving, as you know, well documented on our socials. Had good sources that it was done. There's reports during the week that they were following Toto and Max's planes, and they both landed at one airport in Sardinia, and they had a meeting. Don't know what it's about. Don't know what could happen. I don't know if Max Verstappen gave Red Bull an ultimatum. They said Christian or me. I mean, that's probably the easiest, and that's what everyone's probably thinking right now, because why would they get rid of Christian and then lose, Verstappen at the same time? Is it a me or him situation? It goes back to Jos and Christian having that argument in the back of the paddock after the last race. So I'm more leaning towards him staying now rather than leaving.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, I like it.
Which I broke the news that he was leaving, but, we're journalists at the end of the day, James. We can make mistakes. We're human.
We can say whatever we want, man.
I got no CEO, sniffling at my ear trying to tell me what to do. We can do what we want.
We're the CEO of Motorsport Republica.
We are.
I can say anything. Anything.
The other big news from Formula One overnight was Apple have made a pretty much ridiculous bid to acquire the F1 media rights for the US for next year. $150 million a year. If it doesn't get matched by ESPN, it's Apple's, and apparently it's just an unmatchable price. So
is that how the US market watch it on ESPN?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. So the current rights holder ESPN are unlikely to match the figure, although negotiations are ongoing.
So how would you watch it on Apple?
Well, Apple TV.
So you'd have to buy an Apple TV box to watch it.
No, well, you got to remember there's Apple TV and then there's Apple Apple TV
So
with that Ted Lasso shown on and those
So
shows.
you can download that app, like
you can download the app
on Netflix.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of these
I got
TVs
no
now
idea.
have inbuilt Apple. There's Apple TV, which is the device, and then there's Apple TV, the
app,
the
like a
Stan
Netflix.
or Netflix.
Yeah,
I mean, the
gotcha.
thing is, like, how successful has WWE been on Netflix? I mean, that's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've been watching the Australia versus West Indies Test match on Prime.
Oh,
So
yeah. That's on KO as well.
No, it's not.
Are you sure? It's on ESPN.
ESPN, it is. Sorry, it's on ESPN. No, that was on ESPN. There's something else that I was watching on Prime. There was something else I was watching on Prime. The Australia versus South Africa Lords match, the Test Championship.
Yeah.
That was shown on Amazon. So that's the new thing now. Is these streaming services are buying live TV rights. So yeah.
I'm
all for it. I'm
taken
happy with
over.
it. I'm happy with it. That's fine.
taken over.
Whatever's going to make the coverage better. And talking about this, just on this subject, I have to give it to the TV, whoever runs the TV for MotoGP, whoever's the host broadcast, who does the cuts and the replays and all that kind of stuff. They do an amazing job. I think the production for MotoGP is arguably better than F1 for the race.
For live racing?
Live race.
That's Dorna that does that. That's a Dorna world feed.
Whatever Dorna do, amazing.
Which is a big thing to say with like after the flag and everything like that, because that's Dorna production as well.
Yeah, well, we're not just the race, okay? the 40 minute, no, after or before the flag, just the 40 minute, because that was a gong show.
Okay, that's a good
They
take.
do an amazing job, like to get the replay, to be knowledgeable enough to concentrate on this battle rather than another battle, and then to show the battle at the front on the top left hand.
Yeah.
They've revolutionized watching sport, and kudos to them.
Fran, on your Fran.
Dorna coming through. Yeah, Fran, listen. For when we got in the media, we need some media tips. Liberty coming through. That's not something they have to change. Their production is fantastic.
It is.
It's just the promoting of the event probably needs a bit of work, and that's probably where Dorna's maybe got a little bit complacent over the years.
Maybe, but like Europe's killing it.
Exactly.
It's just this Aussie market, the American market, and
Yep.
you can maybe do better in the Southeast Asian markets as well.
All right, hit us, Jimmy. World famous hot takes.
Just a shout out quickly to Paddy the Batty and Diamo Panino. He wrote this in. Ferrari is the Essendon of F1. So much hype at the start of the season, then just bombs as soon as it starts. Little glimpses of hope randomly when you think they might come good, but then go on to disappoint next week. Haven't won a thing in years and just don't see it coming good soon. Constant change of leadership without fixing core problems. I tell you what's a hard life being both a Ferrari and Bombers supporter.
Join the club.
I thought you would have liked that.
I thought we might get away with this podcast without James mentioning Richmond, but...
Go to Tigers.
What a deplorable match of AFL that was on Saturday night. And we had tickets, James and I. James wommed it, but he fair enough in the end. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, shout out to the Gouldings. Went to the Phillip Island go-kart track. Destroyed the family, and then got the weekly lap record. So if anyone's in Phillip Island go-kart track, you have to beat a 48-second flat lap.
Yeah. That was for autistics only, the weekly lap record, wasn't it?
Turning right, I'm looking left.
So all our fans, they'll be able to compete. It'll be fun.
They'll be quicker.
Yeah, they'll be quicker. We are going to start
Free
something
windows to leak
on
as
that.
well.
We are going to start something soon where we're going to do a hot lap of Bruno on the MotoGP game every week, and then we're going to have some prizes and stuff. Whoever can prove that they've beaten our time. But we're just going to get we're hopefully going to get involved with Play On, who own the MotoGP game, and hopefully they can do some giveaways for us. So
yeah, nice.
Time will tell. It may have to wait till next year, but we'll get that going. Also, our big tipping comp coming up for next year. I think that's going to have to happen because it's getting to be boring just us two versing each other with the tipping. So we have to get that going for MotoGP next year. Just on that.
I like that a lot, T-Shavs. Mate, you've been full of ideas lately. I've been loving it. I've been seeing all your responses to people on Instagram and shit. And what was it? Yeah, I saw something today. You put up a thing on Instagram on our thoughts for our page. And it was always in the bag or something.
Yeah, never in doubt, Jimmy.
Never in doubt. That was
and the
good.
bikini.
Mr. Creative these days, you are. I'm liking it.
Curtis is rubbing off on me.
He's rubbing something.
Not me, but yeah.
Oiling him up.
Yes.
Hot takes. Thank you everyone for sending them in. We love it. I'm going to start off with this one. MW93. Laguna Seca is an overrated track.
Oh, wow. Okay. There you go.
Don't agree.
That's huge. That's huge after Listy's list.
It's just kicking me while I'm down, you know?
Why did that come out? Well, why would that be he had a hot take down in the back of his brain
Yeah.
somewhere, and this is the week he wanted to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit
Fair enough.
weird,
That's
huh?
what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what hot takes are all about.
So it's just a funny correlation. Shout out to Coral. At It's Cold Papa, let's just say if Mark and Ducati nails the new regs and win the title, where do you go from there? So I guess It's Cold Papa is saying if Ducati wins if Ducati nails the new regs, Mark's fast on it.
Yeah.
How far can he go?
Oh, I don't think if he's on the fastest bike, he's going to win the championship, isn't he? I mean, would you say Honda was the fastest bike back in 2015 to 2019? Because I think Yamaha back then had a really, really, really more probably consistent bike, but.
Yeah, arguably you could say Ducati had a better bike for some of those years as well, and maybe the late 2020s, maybe 2013. People forget how Mark won the title, which on his first year, which was an unbelievable effort. Maybe it was the best bike. It's such a hard. It's a very hard call because the bikes were so much more analog even then compared to what they are now.
Has he ever had a teammate finish second to him in a world championship?
Maybe a Danny Pedrosa in 2014, but even then, Lorenzo was still in Yamaha. It's a good question. We'd have to look it up.
I'm not going to get Curtis to do that because he's doing something.
At Willie_Nels. To move on.
Yeah.
Rins silencing the haters by fighting his way back to the top 10. One line of God.
He was 15 seconds behind Raul Fernandez.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was not even on the same pit straight, James. So I saw Raul Hernandez come through because from 5th to 10th it was close.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right.
And then 4th to 9th was close. And then Salvadori went down, and I think he was even in front of Rins.
Yeah, he's had a stinker. He's struggling.
And also on Salvadori's note, he's got a double long lap, but not racing this weekend.
Yeah, might not be racing again.
So he's gonna hold that to his grave, maybe.
Yeah, that's a who did that? Was it someone who was coming back for Formula One?
Yes. Yeah.
Valtteri Bottas.
Yes. Also, Jensen Button's the same.
Okay, there you go.
He's got a 5-place grid penalty.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
At Pewee_89, is Juan Mir doing enough to stay at Honda? I think he is. I think he's been extremely unlucky, and he has crashed too much. But he's putting the. I've said this so many times. He's putting the bikes in the right position.
No, he's not doing enough. He's gonna be gone next year.
Who are you keeping, Luca Marini or Juan Mir?
Get rid of them both.
Fuck.
Both gone.
It's a tricky one. That Honda is a very tricky one to read.
Well, we're all Honda was back 5 weeks ago.
But, yeah, it was back. It was close. We were close to putting that as hats on.
Yeah, it was back. When we start the pod one day and we'll both have that hat on, that's when they're officially back.
Yeah. When they've won a dry race convincingly.
We might be a 250 episode by then, though, I reckon.
Yeah, we could be. We could be. Shout out to 250cc Grand Prix bikes. There's only one person who'd laugh at that. That was you. No one else would laugh.
Are you talking 250 two strokes?
Yeah.
Or the current Moto3 bike?
Oh, yeah, that's autistic. You're not even looking at me.
James, what do you reckon? James?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Yeah, pretty good.
Go on.
Low on the spectrum. At Pewee_89 again, he's had a couple. He's had two good ones. Can you see Morbidelli in MotoGP in 2026? If not, who replaces him? I can because he's fourth in the championship.
I can,
right now.
yeah. I think he's still showing glimpses. It's all going to come down the second half of the season. I mean, obviously, but is it? Are we halfway through?
I don't know.
Because
we wouldn't be far off it.
Yeah,
I think we'd be just about on it. Maybe Bruno is halfway through. But Morbidelli is going to stay. Do you know why? Because of two words. You know this.
La Familia.
We even get messages about La Familia now.
Well, it's true.
It's catching on.
It doesn't. It means lots. Like it really does, and it's not. We're not giving them shit, but they stick together. And we talk about the two Marquez boys.
Yeah.
You
Spanish Mafia.
Spanish
Turkish
Mafia. Because yes, they're riding hard, but they're not going to make the same moves on each other. Where La Familia, is exactly the same. You know, like Morbidelli's not going to go as hard on. I don't know about Morbidelli. He's probably not a good example, is he? He's probably not a good example. Digi is not going to go on. Bezzecchi and Bagnaia.
Bagnaia, yeah.
You know, they're not going to fight each other as hard as what an Alex, and them would fight. So, go on.
Artisanal.bogan. Alex Marquez wins Stephen Bradbury Rider of the Race for his second place. So Stephen Bradbury's famously won an Olympic gold medal when everyone else crashed in front of him.
Skating, yeah.
Ice skating. Yeah, which is very true. I like that one. At Nicholas.Paddo. Digi should take Bagnaia's spot on the factory Ducati. It's going to be interesting to see what the points look like.
I think Alex deserves it before Digi does.
Yes, but I think from Bruno till Valencia, it would be interesting to see what the points look like between Alex Marquez and Fabio Di Antonio. Because I think it'd be very close.
Yeah.
At heaps_on, do you think Martin will take inspiration from Bez and make a go of the RSGP? I think to a degree he must understand that bike has got something. He must have to take some inspiration out of it. Now, it's gonna realistically come back to his own mental space and where he's at and how he approaches Aprilia and these race weekends and where his head's at, and hopefully he blocks his manager and stops talking about that 10% contract, because he needs to now really dig deep into this Aprilia on a bike he's hardly ridden and make a goal of it. It's taken Bezzecchi 10 rounds, whatever it is, 8 rounds to get to really find his way on this bike, and Jorge Martin needs to hurry up.
Yeah, ever since Martin made this decision and it all went public, you got to remember this. It's like pre or post Christ in this point. Pre-Christ, pre-decision making for Martin, but Bezzecchi was 16th and 17th.
Yeah.
Post-Christ, all right, he's like finishing on the podium and looking like the biggest threat to Marquez.
Yeah.
2 different worlds, man.
2 different worlds.
So, of course, Martin's going to go, oh my God, like, was I wrong?
But you can't just jump the gun after 4
Spanish,
rounds.
James, Europeans, please.
They're hotheads.
It's all heart, no head. You know what I mean? We know this.
That's why they're fast riders.
Exactly.
At Kyle_Holmes94, Brad Binder to BMW World Superbikes. I like that hot take.
Terrible.
I can see Brad Binder in World Superbikes.
Yeah, that's...
and I can see him being quick.
Well, he needs to do something he needs to do something in his career, because...
He'll suit riding a World Superbike, his style.
Yeah, with the, loose rear end and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I just hope he fulfills what he can do in his career, because he was, as you said, 5 years ago, he was like the next young gun, wasn't he? So
man, he was amazing. Moto2, Moto3.
That's what happens when you stay loyal, though, isn't it? Sometimes you don't grow. Sometimes you've got to take the risk.
Look at Bezzecchi.
Yeah.
He stayed loyal, nothing happened. Took the risk to Aprilia. Now look at him.
Yeah.
He's my favourite rider of the year so far, is Marco Bezzecchi.
Jeepers. You've gone straighty 180, haven't you?
Yeah, but I love that he's
gone from fraud watch to the most loved.
For me, yeah.
James, we've got to have a new category. We're going to put a new category in there.
James Shaw's autism picks.
Like,
but, you know what I mean?
You know what we have to have a new category on hot takes. It's going to be what's the word? It's called, like, when you say I love you, I love you, I love you. They were talking about today on the news. I'll think of it later. It's called love something.
Like love bombing?
Love bombing.
Yeah.
That's the new category, love bombing. And that's probably Marquez is in that category at the moment as well.
Him and Bezzecchi. I just love how he's stuck to the process. He's just fucking doing awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
At Sean Cody _ pick one of these rivalries. Marquez versus Rossi or Verstappen versus Hamilton. You have to choose one. Which one are you watching?
For me, it's... 2021 season, for me, motor racing wise, there's not going to be anything like that, I don't think, in my lifetime. It was just the most incredible mix of everything that happened. 2015, Rossi Marquez, but, they didn't win the championship. So that's a really hard one. really hard one. I'm going to probably still say that Hamilton.
No, I like it.
Verstappen.
I'll be picking the.
But I think
Rossi.
Hamilton and Verstappen are fine now, where Rossi and Marquez, I don't think it's ever going to be fine.
Oh, I think that's Rossi's problem, to be honest. Definitely think it's Rossi's problem. MW93. Will Valentino have the shits that all his academy riders are friendly with Mark?
Who knows, man? He's blocked bloody MotoGP, or unfollowed him, I should say, not blocked. But who knows where that's coming from?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if he really cares. Like, he can't be that crazy, surely.
Nah, exactly right.
At Hamish Golding, who is going to finish third in the championship? Why isn't anyone questioning Alex Rins' seat? We're the only person, I swear to God, that's talked about Alex Rins. Everyone's agreeing with us.
Yeah.
Third in the championship, I still think it's going to be Bags because for some reason, no matter what happens on the weekend, and Bags going to be 15th in sprint, he will just end up on a podium.
Well, he said that even on the post-race
Yeah, he
interview.
did.
He said, I can either start second or start 15th. I'll still finish third.
Yeah, like everyone just crashed in front of him and they just lost valuable points. So I still think it's
You've got to
gonna be
remember,
Bagnaia.
Bags finished 10 seconds behind Mark, maybe even more than that. So, big difference.
Big difference.
10 seconds in motorcycle racing is country mile. Lots, I should say.
Yeah, country mile. At James Roger, Miller to lose his Yamaha seat and go to Harley Davidson Bagger series that MotoGP is bringing in 2026. He would be a rock star for that series. I don't think that's
Not
what
big
he
enough
wants.
for him, I think. Yeah,
not big enough for him, but I think that's a perfect person. That's a perfect person for who they want.
Our boy Herfoss dominates that series.
Yeah, get him on there. He's on the Factory Indian doing good, though.
Yeah, he is.
Mate, that's it.
Well, thank you. What a ripper app. That was fun, wasn't it?
Huge. How long have we been going for, you see?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, no,
We're always about, it doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter like
What
Bagnaia. It's always like an hour and a half. So.
Yeah, we always land in
But
an hour and a half.
appreciate it, guys. Thanks for all the love and support.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bruno, see ya.
See ya.